Hey everyone, it's me, Robert. Before we get into the video, it's November 9th, 2:35 p.m. Um, and on top of that, I'm also going to a friend's house. Today's been a splendid day. Um, and I want to get on the topic of derealization again, but this time be more specific towards it. So for those of you who don't know what derealization is, it's basically the feeling pretty much of feeling unreal, and it feels uneasy, and it really makes your uh it really messes around with your head a bit. It makes you even question life, if you even feel real. You feel like you're in a simulation of like a video game, things like that. And usually it can be caused by a lot of things. Too much stress. um I mean, there's a lot. Mine, I feel like, is more stress induced. Like, recently I haven't really been like stressed, but it's been like to the point where, like, I would say, like, last night I didn't really get any sleep. I was in the uh I've never felt more awake in my slumber of sleep ever, because I was half asleep, but I was conscious, like really conscious. I could listen to and hear everything. So it was pretty creepy. I woke up this morning uh feeling all right, but it was like after I started talking about like horror or whatever with a few kids at the church, I felt so fake. Like started walking around. I even went to the sermon because like we had Sunday school going. I think my stepmom didn't really want to do anything for Sunday school, or she didn't have anything planned. And that's when we talked about a lot of things. Well, yeah, with the other kids. Um, uh, Usually with feeling derealized, you start to notice things on your body more that, like, it makes you feel like you're fake. Like, I really have to touch my face to get it out, like to really feel the sense like that I'm real. Um, my ex-boyfriend, my last relationship, I guess, really took a toll because at first I remember just saying I don't feel, because like it was true. We were over in a public place. I was stressed, and so was he, and he felt pretty tired. And he grabbed my hand and placed it up against his and said, "You feel me? Like, you feel? Do you feel real yet? Whatever. You know, help me calm down a bit." And I felt relaxed. Um, and usually how it's triggered, I guess, for me is that if I'm walking, like, I don't mind crowds, but if you're like in a hallway filled with like people, like especially in school, when you're walking down the hallway, you get like this anxiety attack. Like, I get this anxiety attack in my gut that, like, it tells me to either stop moving or keep moving, but like go faster than these people, because it makes me feel like I am blocking their path, and I feel like I'm gonna get trampled or I'm gonna get ran over, is what the feeling is. But I don't think that consciously, um, and it breaks me. And another way is like when I just get too stressed in a state, or if I get too much energy off of anxiety and social anxiety and things like that, I start to feel like my body is given into it, and it starts to move. Like, I get too much energy, I feel like I want to punch a wall because of how excited I am. I feel aggressive with that excitedness, and then it tunes out. I start, then my body feels numb and I can barely feel it, and then everything around me feels like a video game, or I feel like a mannequin in a cardboard box world, is how I like to describe it most of the time. And derealization is really scary. The first 3 months I went through it, or for like the first, I think, 3 to 6 months I went through it, it was horrifying. It would happen every once in a while. Sometimes I'd be on the like the first 3 months would be when I was in school, public school. I would sit on the bus and my whole body would just shake me out of it. I'd tune out, music would be playing, and it'd feel like I was in the third person view staring at my body. It was terrifying. And the only way is that I'd be shaken out of it, you know, put up. Um, it was terrifying because it was also like I felt like I could just rip off my skin, and it felt like I wouldn't feel it, but I never did that. I'm glad I didn't. But it's a terrifying experience, and anyone to have experienced it really puts you in like this fake sense. You feel like, and how Ren describes it is that it feels like you're on hard drugs. You feel like you're on bad drugs, and you can't induce that. And it's horrible. I guess it looks like you took a party mix of each one, meth, cocaine, all of them, and you did them all at once, and now you're fading out with it. I guess I don't know. But yeah. On another note, though, I'm going to a friend's house. I'm gonna spend the night. I just went to my dad's and back at my mom's. Now I'm going to spend the night with somebody in a really cool town. Um, I don't know. I feel tired. Really, I do. It's also 2:41 now. It's been, it's, yeah. It's also almost the end of the year. It's November. You guys got to realize that it's beginning to be 2026. We're gonna get so many things. On side note, I hope everything goes well. Thank you all for subscribing. I never ask that of you. I just thank you all because I like I don't like to be I wouldn't like to be famous completely, but yet again I also do. I'm very biased about it. But there's a lot that I want to share with you all is that I want to be relatable. I want to be genuine. I want to be true. And I want you all to experience that. And I don't care how many people watch my videos, as long as this message gets across somebody and they relate to it, they feel, they feel less alone, they feel helped, that's just what I want to do. I also want to go back to the mental hospital one day, maybe work at it for a little bit, and just help people realize like there's so much to this world that everybody needs to shake off. Not everyone can realize that, but hey, my plans are just winging it for right now. I love you all. Thank you all for subscribing and giving me a lot more. 93 subs. And also go subscribe to Kara. You can see her out in my comments sometimes. I think she deletes them, and that's why they get deleted. Um, and you can also find a link to that in my posts. And also subscribe, like look at my other posts and really determine who you want to subscribe to. I don't care who you guys subscribe to, just please do it. That would really help me with them, because I want them to rack up some views because, I want their messages to get across. Anyone who's relatable should know that. But yeah, thank you. This is going to be the end of the video. I'm hoping to make more in the future, and finally, we have hit the peak that I wanted to. Um, I might make another channel to do live streams with, um, and to get out to a lot of people, because now chat won't work here, and I want to interact with you all. Anyways, bye.